Hello everyone, it is that time again. It is a new month. It is already March of 2023. It's crazy how fast time goes, but we are already in the third month of the year. We've already completed 2 months of this year. Like 2 months of this year is already gone. So that's just why it's so important to make goals and actually be intentional with your time. So comment down below before we get started. Let me know what you've accomplished so far in the first 2 months of 2023. If you see me looking down at all, I am just refreshing my memory by looking over here at my notes. Let's get right into it. So we are going to start off with the 2 things that are the most important to me with the goals that we've been trying to achieve every month. If you're new here, we are working on paying off our mortgage in 5 years total. March is actually a significant month for us. This month specifically, March of 2023, is our halfway point to that 5-year goal. So we are, in a couple of weeks, we'll officially be at 2.5 years living in this house and 2.5 years of paying on this mortgage. So our goal is September 2025 to completely pay this house off. So we're coming in strong talking about how much we paid to this mortgage. Of course, our minimum payment is $1,070. The goal that we made in 2023 is to pay $4,500 total to our mortgage every single month. Our long-term goal for this year is $92,000 balance by December 31st, 2023. And this month we paid over $4,500 again. We're trying to stay at the $4,500 mark just because we have so many other things we can do with our money, of course. Saving, things like that. Mainly saving is what else we're doing with our money this year. So we try to stay right around that $4,500, not go too far above it due to that. There's other things that we use to pay on our mortgage, such as cash back. We have amount of money that we use for spending money every 2 weeks, which is $150. If we don't spend that full $150, we will move that money over to a savings account and we will put that money on our mortgage as well. So we are a little bit over the $4,500 again. In February, total we paid was $4,650 to our mortgage. That's including our $1,070 minimum payment. So right now our balance is at $138,895. So super big accomplishment month of February, bringing our balance down from the 140s to the 130s. Of course, anytime we are able to hit a new number, like the tens of thousands of dollars, it's exciting because you're that much closer to your goal. Another thing that we were able to accomplish in the month of February is save over $3,000 towards taxes. If you haven't already seen our dreaded video of finding out that we owe the IRS some money, I will have that link down below. But of course, we've been saving a little bit more aggressively since finding out that that money is due. So in the month of February, we were able to save $3,058 towards our taxes savings. That includes the money that we already save monthly towards taxes, which is $625. Another thing that I'm super proud of is putting my bonus towards our tax savings. So we don't get a bonus every year at my job, but for the past couple of years, they've been awarding us with a bonus, and it was about $825 after taxes and everything like that. And $800 of that, so majority of that, went towards our tax savings, which of course there's a lot of stuff that we would love to do with that money, but nonetheless, I'm grateful that we got the money because it's going to help with saving for the taxes. We awarded ourselves with like $23, $25 to put towards us just spending it, and the rest of it, so $800, went towards saving towards our taxes. Yeah. But the good news with our tax bill is that we are on track to have it completely funded, or all the money saved up by tax time, or the time that that tax bill is due. So of course, tax time for all my people in America know that that is about mid-April. So we are on track with some shifts that Dennis has already picked up. It's going to help a ton with saving for that. So already thinking about how much he'll make from the shifts that he has picked up. After all the shifts that he's picked up, the only amount that we'll still need to pay for the bill in full is about $400. So we are making great progress. We're very excited, and I'll talk a little bit later on how probably going to come up with that money. Another thing that we did in February was accumulate $51.37 in cash back. That is from using credit cards. Yes, we use credit cards responsibly, pay our balance off in full every month. And I'm thinking about doing a video just on how we make as much cash back as we do, because people might think that we are spending excessively to do that, but we're not. We are only purchasing things that we already would have purchased. There's like a lot of things that you can do to really just hack the system to make as much cash back as possible. Thinking about doing a video on that specifically. So more to come on that. So one thing I started doing in February of 2023, I started delivering for DoorDash and Uber Eats. If you're new to our channel, I used to do DoorDash back in 2019, maybe like a handful of times in 2020, mainly 2019, and I made a ton of money doing it. Back in 2019, we were saving for a down payment on our house, but now that we're living in this house, I don't do it quite as much, and it's harder because where we live, you know, it's kind of away from the city, so not a lot of restaurants around, but I just really felt like it'd be worth it to start doing it again and just maybe take like twice a month and go to a super populated area where there's a lot of restaurants and just do DoorDash. And so a couple of times in the month of February, actually 3 times, I did some food deliveries. And don't let anybody tell you that good money can't be made with food deliveries, because it really can. And me personally, in the month of February, this is with working 3 different days. Maybe the most I worked was like in one day was like 4 to 5 hours. And in total, on those 3 days, I made $187.75. Definitely more to come on that. I definitely plan to keep doing it moving forward. Like I said, I'm thinking twice a month would be good. The thing I love about these apps is that they will let you pick right back up like you never left. Another thing that we accomplished, this is the first time doing it since we've been in this house, is paying our property tax bill in full. And that is for the entire year. Usually we just do it for like half a year. That's what we did in 2022. But this year we are paid up completely until 2024. And that feels like a great accomplishment because it's just not something we have to worry about. We can continue to save throughout the year, earn interest on our money, and we don't have to worry about it again until next year. So it's super exciting that we were able to do that. That bill was $4,734 that we had been working very aggressively to save pretty much for about 6 to 8 months from 2022 to early 2023. That was a big one. Something that I was able to do actually just the past couple of weeks that I'm super excited about is we went to Target. Me and my oldest son went to Target and we only got stuff that we planned to buy when we went there. Like, I didn't buy anything extra. So I was very excited about that. We went there and we only got things that I planned to buy. I mean, I was definitely looking at some stuff, but I'm like, you know what? We don't need anything else. This is what we came here for. We're leaving. And we did it. And also while I was there, I used their recycling station and we got rid of a bunch of our plastics. It was a successful trip. On the topic of not spending excessively, we are still buying things with intention. If it's something that I don't think I'm going to use anytime soon, or I think I'm just going to end up having it just stay in the closet, I'm not buying it. With that, and also getting rid of 2 things every day, like we've been doing every day this year so far, I believe, except for the first week of January is when we started it. It just makes the things in your home feel like they hold more value when you're getting rid of things that you don't need or want or that don't bring you joy. And then also being intentional when you go to a store and saying, you know what, I don't need that. This is an impulse purchase. It's just making you be more intentional all the way around. I strongly suggest it. If it's something that you're at the store and you're like, do I really want this? If you really have to ask, probably don't want it. Being intentional with my purchases is just something I'm super proud of. The way that you really accomplish long-term goals is by creating short-term goals and sticking to it. It sounds cliche, but taking it one day at a time really just means what I'm doing today is within my control, and I'm not going to buy stuff that I don't really want or that I may not end up wanting in the future. If you're someone who's only trying to like get delivery twice a month, like taking today and saying, hey, it's the first day of the month. If I buy delivery right now, that means I can't do it again for a while, or I can, but then I have to go the rest of the month. So it's really just taking everything one day at a time And I think that being intentional with our purchases is something that it feels hard to do, but it's really just in our control. So the last things I'm going to talk about is overtime. If you've seen our videos before, you know that that can be a little bit of a struggle for me. My mindset really feels like if it's there, I need to take advantage of it, but that's not necessarily always the case. The first few weeks of February, I definitely worked a ton of overtime. That's one way that we were able to save as much as we were towards our tax bill. So definitely worked a ton the first few weeks of February. The last 9 days of February, I actually was taking some time off work. I took an extended time off in comparison to what I usually do, which I usually would do like a week. But this time I decided I don't want to come back on Monday. I want to come back on Wednesday. So today, actually, March 1st was my first day back to work, and it was great. It was relaxing. It was nice to just, those things that you've just been putting off for an extended period of time, like that junk drawer in your house, or for us, it was like the bedroom in our home that I may not go in there a lot, but it needed to be done. Papers that needed to be shredded, a ton of stuff. So I got a lot done, but I also got to relax a lot. It was a great few days off. Like, we got to catch up on some shows. So I'm proud of myself for taking that extended time off, and going back to work, I just felt, you know, a lot more relaxed and just less anxious and all of that. So my plan for this year is to take time off like once at least every 8 weeks. My job has a pretty generous PTO package, I guess you would call it. So plan is to take off once at least every 8 weeks and just take some time off. We don't go anywhere, so it's usually a staycation for me and just staying home and just relaxing. So definitely enjoyed it. Moving forward, coming back to work, I'm back in my mindset of, okay, I need to limit overtime. I need to stick to my 10 hours per pay. I plan to do it. I really plan to do it this time. I do. So that was everything that we were able to accomplish in February. Definitely, if you're someone who feels like you didn't accomplish anything in February, I'm sure you did, write it down, because I don't ever realize how much we accomplish until I write it down and we look at everything. So definitely write down not only your goals, but the things you accomplished, and it makes you feel that much better in moving into the next month and setting goals for March. Our goals are the same typically every month, but those goals help us get closer to our goal for the end of this year, which is a balance of $92,000 on our mortgage by the end of the year. So moving forward for March, we're really just looking to continue to save for this tax bill. That's probably going to be like the next 6 to 8 weeks or so. After that, we're going back to saving for a couch. Guys, if you have not seen our 2023 goals video, I will have it linked down below, but we don't like this couch. I feel like our dislike for this couch grows more and more like every time we sit on it, so it's been really hard. That's delayed gratification for you. Saving up for something, it's not always easy, but our plan is to have this couch, or at least purchase it, by July 1st, 2023. I cannot wait. At this point, I want to throw this couch away once we get the new one. That's what our goal is moving forward. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with someone you know, and please subscribe, and we will see you in our next video.